Welcome to Maple River Sports. Each of the 4 sports teams had a home game, so I've got a lot of video to share with you. But first, let's meet our sponsors. Maggie J's Restaurant and Bar, where fresh and flavor come together. All About the Yard. We're dedicated to helping you enjoy your lawn. Please call John at 341-8170 for a free estimate. Emerald Travel and Cruises. Without a travel agent, you're on your own. M&M Insurance. Insurance you can rely on from people you know. Kilty's Market. We are your local community connection for high-quality foods, friendly service, and great prices. Mapleton Area Foundation. Enhancing the Mapleton area by supporting programs like this. With the student body dressed in construction garb, the Maple River volleyball team battled MVL on Tuesday, September 10th. The game featured the Future Eagles as the entire program helped present the flag before the game. The varsity Eagles showed the younger players and the crowd that they were indeed building something special. MVL charged out of the gates in the opening game, and with the Eagles rattled, they took the first game 25-14. Then the Eagles flipped a switch, showing their fans their potential. They took the second game 25-19, and in the tightly contested third game, they showed poise under pressure, winning 26-24. Suddenly, the fourth game became easy, and the Eagles took the game and the match with a 25-15 and 3-1 victory. As a team, the Eagles hit 8 aces to MVL's 5, provided 32 assists to MVL's 31, and had 41 digs. The close contest also saw an even disbursement of errors. Midway through the opening game, the Eagles seemed to be carrying their momentum from Tuesday's victory in their matchup against the Knights. The Eagles jumped out to a quick 8-4 lead, regaining the 4-point lead again, 12-8, but lost their 17-16 lead and saw the Knights outscore them 9-1 to close out the first game 18-25. With their momentum lost, the Eagles never held a lead in the second game, losing 25-5. In the third game, the Eagles shook off their struggles and stayed with the Knights for the first half of the game. Unfortunately, they never got closer than 12-13 in the third game and watched Lake Crystal Welcome Memorial finish the game on a 12-3 run. Coach Jackie Deering addressed the team's uneven week. She said, "We need to learn how to play more consistent mentally. We try to go back to the basics when we struggle and remember the keys to being successful. Solid passing, effective communication, and uplifting defense. We need to pass better, so we're going to work on that today." The blistering start to the tennis season continued as the team picked up another road win against River Valley Co-op on Monday, September 9th. Junior Macy Zuri may soon earn the moniker Mighty Aphrodite as she once again proved herself to be the goddess of love. That's both a tennis term and a Greek mythology pun, as she shut out Taylor Berkner 6-love at number 1 singles. Tabitha Barkowski had the toughest match of the afternoon when she faced Brisa Hernandez. While she still earned the win, she battled 6-4, 6-2. At number 3 singles, Madison Ward made quick work of Morgan Arnsdorf, 6-love. Kennedy Oliver picked up a win at number 4 singles against Allison Danielson, 6-2, 6-love. The doubles team had a strong showing and cruised to 3 dominant victories. The number 1 doubles team of Allie Mersman and Kelsey Yeager dispatched Mays and Kronfeld 6-1, 6-1. For Claire Langworthy and Nora Davis, the contest was an even easier as they won 6-love over Junker and Okerman. Reagan Reuter and Kate Davis swept aside Sorensen and Moody for an equally impressive 6-love, 6-1 win. An exhausted tennis squad narrowly avoided a loss against Sibley East on Tuesday, September 10th, yet still found a way to their 11th victory of the season. Mighty Macy Zuri continued her streak of dominant play, winning another match 6-love over Hannah Bartlett. While Tabitha Barkowski played number 2 singles, the result was the same, a 6-love dismantling of Taylor Moose. Madison Ward took her second dominant match of the week with her own 6-1 6-love thrashing of Kyla Olsen. At number 4 singles, Kate Davis put up a tough fight, but lost to Amelia Odenthal 7-5, 6-3. The doubles team of Jaeger and Mersman gelled once again to earn a 6-3, 6-3 win and deciding win for the Eagles. Claire Langworthy and Nora Davis came up short against Beneke and McCracken, losing 6-4 and then 7-6 in the tiebreaker. Kennedy Oliver and Reagan Reuter had no answers for Thole and Cowell at number 3 doubles, losing 6-love, 6-love. After Tuesday's match, the team received a much-needed break, which Coach Zern planned to use to focus on some fundamentals. When your only companion during the race is Dusty Drager on the Gator, you've done something special. Freshman Sophia Stenzel took first place in the women's 5K with a time of 20 minutes and 53 seconds. Her closest competitor didn't cross the finish line for almost another 2 minutes. Stenzel's teammate, Dahlia Schneider, also had a strong showing and finished in 11th place with a time of 25 minutes and 54 seconds. Although the boys' team was short a runner due to illness, senior Anthony Gupillion led the way with a 17th place finish and a time of 22:54. Junior Nolan Walker crossed the line at 25:06, which gave him 30th place in the men's 5K. In the junior high 1600 meter race, Maple River had 4 runners in the top 7, with Zachary Wooldridge placing first, Roger Welly taking second, Connor Fitzsimmons finishing 4th, and Linus Schneider finishing 7th. The girls' junior high also had strong performances. Brooklyn Greger took second, Ada Greger placed third, and Kennedy Kirshner rounded out the scoring with a time of 13:06 for 6th place. After the race, I was able to speak to Coach Jason Klein about what made Daly Park a special meet.
Yeah, definitely. So much of the time during the season, we run on golf courses, as you probably know, and the reason these other teams, when they come to our course, they enjoy it so much is because it is at a park. And then, of course, what makes it extra special is that they run the loop around the island, which I think is just like a dip into nature, which it is. And so it makes it unique. And another aside, too, and this has nothing to do with the location, but back in 2020 during COVID, Josh Conklin brought the pep band out there, and you know what? He's been doing it ever since, and I just love it. We're the only one. I've never been to a cross-country meet anywhere where there was a pep band, so that also makes us unique. Running the perimeter of the park lends itself very well to, because it is pretty much a 5K around the perimeter, including the island, of course. It's a ton of fun, and kids from other schools are. And you know what? Part of it is we're just the current caretaker, Jen, is just phenomenal, and she's such a workaholic. She keeps it in such good shape, keeps the trails open. Because for a couple of years there, I was somewhat limited on where I could go because there wasn't the work being put into some of those, like on the island or over by Camp Area 4. But Jen is just, man, she works literally dawn until dusk taking care of that place, and she's just got it in such good shape.
In a tightly contested game, a couple of key plays turned the home game against the Pipesound Arrows into a third loss to open up the football season. The opening quarter saw both teams struggle to finish drives, resulting in 4 punts. The Eagles then put together their best drive of the game. With Zach Trio at quarterback, they ran for 59 yards, including a 50-yard run from Lucas Prohl that got them into the red zone. Zach Trio then lofted a pass over the middle of the field, high enough so that Justin Eisenbrand could reach it as it crossed the end zone. Although the Eagles' defense continued to land body blows to the Arrows, a couple of bad plays spoiled a lot of defensive excellence. Pipestone's momentum quickly turned on a roughing the passer call that gave them new life, allowing them to drive down the field for their own touchdown on a 25-yard pass. With the game tied, the Eagles stalled and gave the ball back to Pipestone. In what turned out to be the game-winning drive, Pipestone again put together a scoring drive that ended with an 8-yard touchdown pass to make the score 13-7.
So our Week 4 guest is Coach Dusty Drager, who I've known for 20 years now. We've known each other for a while, going on 2 decades. And so I've seen him play a lot of football, and I've seen him coach a lot of football now. So Dusty, if you could, why don't you just tell us a little bit about the joys and challenges of the 2024 season?
The joys and challenges. I'd start with the challenges first. The challenges, we kind of had the injury bug bite us a little early with some injuries, and frankly, we're quite a bit undersized. So those are probably the 2 biggest challenges. And we only have 7 seniors. So again, that experience depth has been a challenge. But again, we've had some young players step up and fill some shoes and fill some roles, especially this last week. The joys, I think, are even the fact that we're 0-1, 0-2, 0-3. Our kids come to work every day and work hard. They're putting in the effort and energy to get a win in the left-hand column, as we say. So again, I think the true joy is watching those kids fight that adversity, try to persevere through this tough start for us. Starting 0-2, I think I shared with the kids, we hadn't started 0-2 since 2009 in Maple River football. So again, having to deal with just that pressure to try to get that first win has also been a challenge. But again, it's building a lot of character. We always talk about when things get tough, our true character comes out, and we have some really great kids, and that's showing up with just their attitude to show up every day to work, even if we're not coming out on top in our games.
Great. So why don't you talk a little bit about the Pipestone game? That was a very close game, quite the defensive battle. So why don't you just talk about what you saw in that one that, discouraging or uplifting?
I think, like I kind of said already, I'm glad as a coach I've seen we've taken steps in progress in improving each week. I truly believe we played well enough to beat Pipestone. And that's the funny thing about sports or games is if you can play, we played better, I think, in all 3 facets than Pipestone did. They really beat us on 2 plays. So that's the tough pill to swallow once in a while. But we started out, we recovered a fumble, put us in some great field position. Zach Trio hooked up with Justin Eisenbrand for a touchdown. But then Pipestone answered. I think they had a play. It was 2nd and 25, and we got a personal foul late hit on the quarterback. I don't like to critique officials too much, but we had to swallow that play, and then it gave them an automatic first down, and then it eventually set them up to score a touchdown. And then later in the second quarter, they kind of got us on a trick play to put them inside the 10, and then they scored on 4th down. So again, I thought our defense was going to hold, and they ended up scoring right before half to take a 13-7 lead. And then the second half went back and forth. We had a couple chances to make some big plays, and it just ball didn't bounce our way. It seemed like I've said that a lot with our team this year. Is a lot of those bounces that Maple River's gotten in the last decade on the football field just haven't gone our way this fall so far. But again, I always say good teams get lucky. So eventually I think our luck is going to change with some of those balances. So I do think our kids did play well enough to win the Pipestone game, but again, it just didn't happen. We came out injury free, so that's good as well. Again, we ended up starting freshman Eli Healy at right tackle, and he did a good job. So that's a promising move for the future that we made this last week. So again, filling some shoes from some older kids that are hurt or just not able to play on Friday night.
All right. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's coming up? Why don't you give us just a preview of the homecoming game and what we can expect?
So this year for homecoming, we're scheduled to play Blue Earth area. And if you've been around Maple River football in the last 10 years, Blue Earth and Maple River had some clashes. I think
don't
we
sell
played
yourself
them
short. I remember Blue Earth 20 years ago.
Yeah, so it's quite the rivalry. In the football program, we call it Hate Week. So
Yes.
Again, they're kind of the program, our big rival. I think we played them 2 times each of the last 4 seasons. So I think we've had 8 matchups in the last 8 years, or 4 years, sorry, which is extremely rare in high school football. So we actually don't use the name Blue Earth area during the week. We call it the team to the south, not to be named. So I looked, they're very well coached. Randy Kuchenmeister has been around the game longer than forever, I feel like. So he's got a great staff. They're going to put their kids in a great position to win. Offensively, they run a lot of the similar stuff we do there in the spread. Trips formations, they like to throw it, run the jet sweep, some bubble screens, some of that stuff. And then defensively, they play a cover 4, and they keep everybody in front of you and try not to give up the big plays. So they make you work to gain your yardage. They're going to make you dink and dunk down the field. So again, sustaining long drives in high school football is tough. We always talk about big plays. We need to have more 15-yard plays than our opponents do in a game. And so that's going to be a huge factor, I think, for us moving into that homecoming game, is who's going to have the higher frequency of bigger plays given up or earned. So if we can hit home on a few plays against Blue Earth, will put us in a great position. Defensively, they've given up about 150 to 160 points. And they had Jackson County Central, who was probably the favorite to win the state championship last week. They played Triton the week before, who we saw week 1. And then they lost to Pipestone, very similar to what we did. So again, I think it's going to be a great matchup. I think you can throw the records out, we always say, with rivalries. So I never in my wildest dreams would have thought you would have had a Maple River Blue Earth matchup where both teams are 0-3 looking for their first win of the year, but we have it this year. But I do think it's going to be a classic Maple River Blue Earth battle on Friday night.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us for our week 4 summary. Coach Dusty Drager, I wish you guys good luck.